How it is, bro? It's the Bareback Barbarians podcast up in this piece doing what we do. Bareback Barbarians podcast up in this piece doing what we do.
What's going on, folks? It's Mo Genie, baby. And this is part 2 of why cancel culture must be stopped. Alright? We've had some new things that come into the culture and real troubling, really. As you all know, Justin Trudeau, it's been all over the news, has been caught with Brownface. Was at a party in high school or his first year at college. I don't know which one, can't remember, didn't really care. And this dude was at a party and he showed up as Aladdin. Not only did he cover his face, dude covered his whole body. But I'm going to get into that. I'll talk about those pictures. But what I really want to get into the crevice is, can you cancel the Prime Minister of Canada for something he did when you say necessarily he was a young adult? All right? This is a new phenomenon where somebody gets the limelight, they become a celebrity, just like we talked about. If you didn't watch part 1, make sure you watch that video before you watch this one, where somebody gets into the limelight or celebrity or whatever, and a couple years later, somebody drops a bombshell from something they did in their youth, and the mob comes out and tries to cancel them. All right? But this is a really interesting thing because Trudeau is a liberal. He's not a Republican. I'm pretty sure if this dude was a Republican or was a right-winger, this would be all over mainstream media. But since he's a liberal, I think he's getting a bit of a pass. You're not seeing it a lot on mainstream media right now. You're seeing coverage of it, but you're seeing more coverage of it on Fox. And they're trying to say people are being hypocritical. If this was a Republican or right-winger, if this was Nigel Farage or Boris Johnson, or even Trump, this would be way more media than it is. And honestly, it is getting a lot of coverage. And you can't condone what he did. Not only did he do blackface once, he did it on multiple occasions. I'm thinking this dude got a fetish. You know what I mean? I think this dude wants to be black. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. I think this dude really wanted to be black when he was younger. You know what I mean? He dressed up as Harry Belafonte in a talent show in high school or whatnot. You got him doing the Aladdin costume, and not only does he put it on his face, he puts the makeup on his hands and legs. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. You know what I mean? Hands and face. I mean, the dude's not just doing it. I really think it's a fetish. I mean, why would you put the makeup on your hands? And usually when you do blackface, you see the old school 1920s blackface, where dudes was making fun of black folks, the watermelon gags and the dopey Negro and all that racist crap they used to do in Hollywood. They would just put it on their face, I think. But, I think his name was Al Jokin, a Jewish actor who used to use blackface all the time. But man, Trudeau just went deep with it. I mean, full getup, the full costume, the makeup. I mean, how long did you think it took him to put that makeup on? You got it all the way to your finger crust. You know what I'm saying? So this is very unusual. I really think it's something psychological. Canada, French Canadians do have a background of racism. He's a French Canadian. He's not just a regular normal Canadian, but French Canadians, because of their background with France, they do have some racial issues because of colonialism and whatnot. And I don't know what it is, but should cancel culture be used in this way? I mean, the guy, for whatever else I know, has done a good job as Prime Minister in Canada. But every politician will have a scandal, more than likely. I mean, 3 out of 4 politicians always hit a scandal bump at some point. Will he get reelected? Possibly. I mean, for all I know, his poll numbers show he has high approval ratings. But other forces in the politics in Canada are trying to use this against him. He's come out multiple times and apologized. But I'm just like, how come? I'm wondering why this didn't come out when he tried to run for prime minister the first time. Supposedly on the news they said these pictures have been circulating on the internet for a long time. So why is this getting so big world news attention now? I guess maybe they didn't think he was gonna make it and get elected the first time. So now they're trying to stop the second election. I don't know. But this is cancel culture at its finest. This is a great example right here. I'm glad this Trudeau scandal came up right when I was doing this topic. And it is what it is, man. I delved deep into a lot of issues of cancel culture in part 1. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you like this video. I'm going to go on to part 2 of this part of cancel culture, and that is Antonio Brown gets released from the New England Patriots, just like I said he would in my previous videos on Antonio. This was so obvious, but this is another piece of cancel culture at its finest. These are just allegations. Nothing's been proven in court. He hasn't gone to court yet. These are just allegations by this woman, and Antonio got canceled. All right? Let the man live. Let the man make his money until you prove that he was guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Until then, cancel culture will always win, in my opinion, because they hold media sway. The mob will come after you. Social media will come after you. And this pressure then in turn makes the body of power that's above that person fire them. Just like the SNL guy that I talked about in part 1 of this podcast, got canceled as soon as he got hired by SNL when they found podcast footage of him saying some racist things. This right here, the New England Patriots decided to cancel and terminate the contract because of the pressure. All right, this is a little bit different than the guy with SNL because Antonio Brown is just these are just allegations. Nothing's, set in stone yet. And he'll probably just pay this person off with a civil suit or, whatever it is. But the New England Patriots, because of cancel culture pressure, decided to just set him loose and get rid of him. But you knew Antonio has a checkered past. You knew that there would be some baggage with Antonio. Why did you sign him to the $15 million guaranteed contract to begin with? Maybe you should have waited, a couple weeks after the season started. Why would you put this man through getting the contract signed, coming to practice, joining the team, yada, yada, yada. And then as soon as the kitchen gets hot with the media pressure, you release this dude on no grounds of evidence yet. This is what cancel culture is poison for in our society, and I just don't get it. There's got to be a way to stop it, but with social media, the mob come fast and they come swift, and if you don't have a public relations team to fight this, or if you don't have enough, credentials in the culture like Dave Chappelle did for people to back you and say, nah, we're not canceling Chappelle because of that Netflix special. Chappelle is in our hearts, all right? Chappelle show, man, Chappelle show. I'm telling you, Chappelle got a pass with the Netflix special because of his credibility in the bank from what he did years ago. And then disappearing for a while and then dropping this stuff, and then the mob came after him, but it didn't work because there was too much credit in the bank. If you don't have credit in the bank, you're not going to get past cancel culture. All right? And I mean, these such social justice warriors, whatever you want to call them, they rely on using social media and the mob to pressurize the powers that be to cancel these people. And you got to be strong enough to deal with it. Back in the day, people would use a PR team to fight off any media backlash. But now, information travels so fast. What are you going to do? You know what I mean? You better have some credibility in the bank so that word of mouth, people on the ground, people that hear this stuff can say, nah, let's wait until the court case comes out, or let's see if this girl is lying. Let's see before we cancel Antonio Brown. because until you have credit, your shit is gonna get canceled. And this is the meat and potatoes of cancel culture and why it's a poisonous society. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. This is another one from the Bareback Barbarians. It's Mo Genie, baby, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
You know how it is, bro. It's the Bareback Barbarians podcast up in this piece doing what we do.